Good morning, holy comforters, or good afternoon, or good evening. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow online at our virtual worship service. Hope to see you at 9:15, where Jody Belcher continues her presentation of Symbols of Easter. I think it's flowers tomorrow, which will be a rich vein for us to investigate. And then 9:30 services, with maybe a couple minutes up front to wave and say hello and get reconnected and just enjoy one another's company. I do wish that company were more in real life, IRL as the kids say, but it's not yet. But below this video, in the email of which this video is a part, is a document by our bishops outlining our current state and the ways in which we will turn the corner, as they put it, into meeting together. At present, until July 1st, the present restrictions remain in place. No in-person worship meetings. We can pre-record the messages with 6 persons maximum in the space, wherever that might be, all wearing masks and keeping 6 feet of safe social distancing between us. We can pre-record on various platforms, of which we're using GoToMeeting, but may add and migrate to other platforms we think might offer us advantages our current platform does not. So stay tuned to see what that might be. No pastoral visits are allowed at this time without Bishop's special permission. I've made a couple of those under extreme circumstances. The most recent, I'm sorry to say, at Bill Franklin's house, anointing him and performing last rites, as Bill has been in domestic home hospice the last couple of days. But even so, we had to observe safe social distancing, hand washing, and masks. The whole experience was surreal, difficult, and not at all the kind of intimacy we're used to. But it was still beautiful in its way, and church and the Christ and the Spirit were very present. So those restrictions that have been so hard on so many of us remain in place to July 1st. But going forward, we hope by July 1st to be able to gather again in groups of 25 or fewer, all of us masked, all of us observing 6 feet of safe social distancing, no congregational singing, no communion. This may make in real life worship services too intrusive, too cumbersome, too foreign, too alien to you to want to participate. And for that, we heartily and completely understand. So we'll canvass the population of our congregation to see who wants to come back under those restrictive circumstances that are clumsy, intrusive, alien, but nonetheless necessary for the most vulnerable among us. When we determine who wants to come back, we'll then determine a means by which we can invite groups of 25 or less to come to Sunday services. We are allowed to hold more than one service per day, but there needs to be an hour of time between each service we offer, unless we offer them in different spaces. We might offer one in the sanctuary and another in the chapel, another in the great hall. We'll continue to work with the vestry to determine the best ways to offer the best worship that we possibly can under these difficult circumstances. You've been terrific. You're wonderful. I appreciate your long suffering through all of this. Appreciate terrifically the tremendous efforts that have been made to stay in touch with one another, to meet by telephone, to meet online, to meet by cards and letters, and occasionally to give the hearty wave as you pass one another 6 feet apart at Aldi's. So please read the document enclosed in this email, and please be in touch with me with any questions, with any comments, with any concerns. Please let your neighbors know that we're available to drop off necessary items that we might be able to procure for them. Please invite your neighbors to worship on Sunday morning. And please know that your entire parish staff is doing all they can to support you and encourage you and to provide for you both programming and worship and pastoral care under these difficult restrictions. So be well, be safe, be in touch. God's blessings. Bye-bye.